Well, it's been a little while since I've gone on a big thrifting and estate sale run, aside from that Apple II that I already showed everybody, so I decided to drive on through the countryside and find a couple of places that I could go and get some bargains. And if you want to know how to get good estate sale bargains, I'll be making a video on the websites to check out and all the places that you can go to make that happen. But for now, let's just go see what we can find. First up, we've got an estate sale. Now, estate sales are a little bit sad because it's usually somebody's died, but in some cases people are just downsizing. But the good thing is that you can find these things that people have for sale that meant something to them, and you can continue to put them to good use instead of having them thrown in a trash bin. But as you walk through, you can typically see that mostly what you have are clothing items, and you can get some computer stuff every once in a while. We had some slim pickings here, the Samsung LCD that I don't think I'd pay $15 for at all. And there is a casino game here that I also it's not my thing, so I wouldn't buy it. But at least we've got a couple of games and some CD programs here. Nothing boxed except for that casino game. You got more clothing, and there's a fan for sale. I don't need any of that stuff. Maybe if you're starting an OnlyFans account. I'm kidding. But here's some jewelry and things, and there's a TV that I was really interested in. It's a flat CRT. It's an Emerson brand, and it has the remote. And for $10 plus everything here was 75% off, I went ahead and I picked that up. I think I paid about $2.50 for that TV, and I've needed a flat CRT for a while, and it's not incredibly large, so that's awesome. Not much more here to check out, just a bunch of stuff that is too much for me. And even at about $3 or so after the discount, I didn't want to pick that thing up. I've got several of those. But again, got the CRT, got it packed up in the car, and we were headed towards another estate sale. This one didn't look that promising when I walked in. We had another flat CRT, but I just bought one at the last stop. Decided to walk around and see what I could find. They had some boxed cameras, and they had another digital camera that wasn't boxed, and some games that I didn't really care too much about. But these were all really cool, and I almost pulled a Linus Tech Tips and dropped that one. But these were also, I think, 50 to 75% off. So here's a picture of everything I bought. Some stuff is not pictured, and I'll get to that soon. I bought quite a bit at this sale, but I wasn't able to film all of it. So on to the next stop, I went ahead and dropped Mrs. RTT off, and I headed over to one of my favorite places. This is the Bargain Hunters Antique and Flea Market Mall. It's just like a big, giant antique store, but it's also kind of like a flea market. It's really neat. As you can see, there's some comic books there, and I came upon some video games, a couple of Nintendo games, a couple of PSP games. Nothing I was interested in for the price. I kind of wanted that Pac-Man, but I wasn't going to pay $10 for it because I'm more of like an extreme bargain hunter. It doesn't matter to me what an item's actually worth. I like to get a good deal on it. And there's some other stuff here. We got StarCraft in the box. Not really my thing right now. I already have it. And the Warcraft battle chest, I already have that. So it's not even in great condition. I kind of passed that up. And there was this little cable TV antenna thing here. I did not need an 8-way modulator. So walking around some more, I found this old telephone, I believe it is, and it's not really of interest to me. It is retro tech, but it's not something I'd get. This was a really interesting find, but it was a little bit too expensive for me, and I don't quite have the room for it, so not really my thing at the time. I've got to be really conscious about what I get. I do have a storage bin, and I have my office, but once those are full, I can't get anything else, so I'm very careful. I do collect 8-tracks, but these were not any 8-tracks that I wanted. I don't do country or gospel or anything like that. I'm going to want classic rock like Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin. There's some old radios and a dartboard and some other stuff that I don't really care about. But I just decided to show because at least there are electronics items, and there are some retro things. There's a tape rewinder. Those are pretty cool. And just more radios and things, so I went ahead and moved along. I did want this Crate guitar amplifier, but Crate isn't really that great of a guitar amp brand, and for $75, I was not doing that. To me, it was about $20. There's some DVDs, not anything that I collect. If I'm going to collect movies, they've got to be really special, and I didn't see anything that I didn't already have or that I wanted. This old jukebox was amazing, but it needed some serious restoration. So, I'm not going to bring this home, and plus I don't have any room for it. I think $200 is a pretty good price if you know what you're doing and you can get it restored yourself. As you can see, some of the lights and stuff work on it, but it needs some work. There was some cracked glass in the front, and it's just not anything that I'm looking for right now, but it was really cool. Got some old retro speakers. Again, I don't need those at all. And we've got this thing here, this rec zone, but I don't really know what that is. And I didn't really care to bring it home, especially for $10. So I've moved along. I found this really cool football game that I was tempted to get. Again, space is kind of an issue for me, but this was really cool. For $30, it's not that bad of a deal. I think it was missing some stuff, and there's some cards and things for it laying around it, but it seemed like it was missing quite a bit of stuff, so I didn't bother it. And wow, I guess it gets hot, so don't touch it on top. There's a cool boombox. I do like boomboxes, but again, I'm not in the market for a boombox. Also, it said as is, so there's no way I'm taking that home because who knows what's wrong with it. Got some other cool audio and video equipment up here. Nothing I'm looking for again. Look there, that's $43 and it doesn't even work. And we've got some computers down here, and I think these are about $15 or $20. But this isn't really the era of computing that we do here on Retro Tech Toys very much, so I didn't bother to get those. They've been sitting there for a while though, so they're probably a good buy if this is your thing and you want to play with them or you want to take the parts out of them or whatever. I don't really care about Pentium D very much. And here's the section that I always check out when I get here. This is the comic book section. This is Wolfhard Comics. He's got toys, he's got comic books, he's got all sorts of things. And I also want to just say there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to show you that I got from thrift store trips that I was not able to film, either because there were restrictions in the store against filming or just because I could not film at the time for whatever reason. But I did pick out a bunch of comic books from here. And here's another TV I saw on the way out. Again, just not for me. Don't want it. Not for $30. That's for sure. I see these at thrift stores all day for $5 or $10. Here's some more video games. They had some cool stuff, but nothing I was really looking for. There's a lot of sports games mixed with some decent toys. I got excited for a minute and I thought I found a He-Man toy, but I went over to it to check it out after I looked at all this stuff, and unfortunately it was just the box and there was nothing in it. So that was a big disappointment, but it is what it is, so I moved on. And I think that's about all I can show you for today on the stuff I was allowed to film. Here's what you get when you come to the South, if you like that sign there. And that's it. And here's most of what I got. I got a drone. I got a box CDRW drive. I've got an external CD drive for like a laptop. I've got a bunch of blank 5 1/4 discs all boxed up. I'm so excited about these. I'm going to use them for Apple II stuff. I was able to buy a Wii at that one estate sale for $17, and it came with a bunch of accessories and some games. Got some PC games at the thrift store. Look at this laser portable that I found. I found that at an e-waste bin, but I wanted to include it. I got a Radio Shack catalog from 1987, I believe, some PC games. I got the Emerson Flat CRT. Some stuff I can't show you. I also got a Sony Watchman and a bunch of other really cool stuff that I might show you in later videos. And that is it, and I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for watching Retro Tech Toys. We'll see you next time.